Once upon a time, in a quiet town where nights felt longer than days, a woman named Clara lived in an old, creaking house. From the outside, her life seemed simple. She worked at the local library, smiled politely at neighbors, and spent her evenings reading on the porch. But inside her heart, she carried a loneliness that weighed heavier than the stacks of books she shelved every day. She was 30, unmarried, and secretly terrified that her life was passing her by unnoticed. On a stormy Friday night, while lightning lit the sky like torn paper, Clara decided to clean her attic. She had avoided it for years. The air up there smelled of dust and secrets. As she climbed the narrow wooden ladder, her flashlight flickered. The rain tapped against the roof, and for a brief second, she swore she heard footsteps above her. Before she even reached the top, she pushed open the attic door. Dust swelled like smoke around her beam of light. Boxes sat like forgotten coffins, each labeled in her late grandmother's shaky handwriting. Clara knelt, brushing her fingers across one that read, "Clara's Things." Inside, she found old toys, photographs, and a small velvet box. Inside the box was a folded letter, yellow with age. Her grandmother's voice seemed to whisper in the silence as Clara unfolded it. The letter wasn't addressed to anyone. It simply said, "The truth must be hidden until she is ready. Forgive me." Her stomach tightened. Who was she? Was it Clara? She read the lines again, her pulse quickening. The attic suddenly felt smaller, like the walls were pressing closer. She tucked the letter into her sweater pocket and whispered, "What truth?" The wind rattled the roof. Somewhere below, the front door creaked as though someone had entered the house. Imagine being alone, storm outside, letter in your hand, and then hearing your front door open. Who would you think it was? A friend, a stranger, or something else? Stay with this story, because Clara is about to find out. Clara's heart raced as she crept down the attic ladder, each step groaning beneath her weight. The living room was dark, shadows stretching long across the walls. She called out, "Hello!" but her voice sounded small. No answer. The door was ajar, rain dripping onto the mat. She could have sworn she'd locked it. Clara closed it quickly, bolting it tight. She pressed her back against the wood and tried to steady her breath. That's when she noticed something else: muddy footprints on the floor. They led from the door straight to the bottom of the attic ladder. Her blood ran cold. She stumbled backward, gripping the letter in her pocket. Whoever had come inside had gone up there, but she'd just been there. No one else was in the attic, or so she thought. Clara grabbed the iron poker from the fireplace and forced herself back up the ladder. Her flashlight beam shook across the boxes. "Who's there?" she demanded, her voice cracking. Silence. She scanned the room. Nothing. And yet one of the boxes that had been closed earlier was now open. Inside lay another letter. She reached for it, hands trembling. This one was written in darker ink, rushed, almost desperate. It read, "If she finds this before I return, do not let her know the truth. It will destroy her." Clara gasped, the paper nearly slipping from her hand. Who were these letters meant for? Why were they hidden here? And what truth could possibly destroy her? Behind her, a floorboard creaked. She spun around, but the attic was empty. Still, Clara knew one thing for certain. She wasn't alone in the house that night. And whoever had been there knew about the letters. Once upon a time, in a quiet town where nights felt longer than days, a woman named Clara lived in an old creaking house. From the outside, her life seemed simple. She kept to herself, tending to her garden and walking her dog. But lately, a deep loneliness had been weighing on her, a feeling that the silence of her house and the town only amplified. Stormy afternoon, as Clara was cleaning out the attic, hoping to find something to lift her spirits, she came across an old yellowed letter. The handwriting was elegant, yet unfamiliar. It was addressed to her, but it was clearly old, much older than the days it was postmarked. Curious and with a bit of trepidation, she opened the letter. It contained only a single sentence, written in a flowing script. "The truth is hidden where shadows dance in the fading light." What did it mean? And what truth was her grandmother hiding? As she pondered the cryptic message, The wind outside suddenly seemed to whisper secrets through the cracks in the attic walls. Just then, the front door of the house, which she had securely locked before going up into the attic, slowly began to open. Startled, she watched as it creaked open, revealing the muddy footprints on the welcome mat. Had someone been at her door, but how? She hadn't heard anyone approach. And why would they leave muddy footprints and then just stand there without knocking? Fear pricked at her, making her grip the letter tightly, determined to find answers. Clara went back downstairs. The letter gave her an eerie feeling, like a cold hand gripping her heart. Then she noticed something strange. The footprints in the welcome mat were oddly shaped, almost as if they were made by someone who wasn't wearing shoes. With a shaky hand, she stepped over the threshold, her eyes wide, trying to see clearly in the dim light. But there was nothing there. Whoever had been at her door had vanished. As she cautiously made her way into the living room, she spotted another letter lying on the floor where the muddy footprints ended. Her hands trembled as she picked it up, her mind racing. The second letter contained a warning. The truth will destroy her. Who was trying to destroy her? And what was the truth they were hiding? Suddenly, the attic window, which she had left open while searching, slammed shut, as if something had just jumped through it. The attic began to creak ominously behind her. Clara spun around, her heart pounding, and slowly backed away from the sound, her eyes wide with fear. Was she truly alone in that house? Or was someone, something, watching her from the shadows? And that, dear viewers, is where we'll end our story for today. Have you ever experienced something that you couldn't explain? Some strange occurrence that left you questioning the reality around you? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your stories might just make for a chilling addition to our narrative.